Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMahon here, Forex Smart Trade. Glad you could join us. Today is Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. We are doing a special live trade. I had some requests for some additional instruction, and we can do this so that multiple people can benefit. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become financially independent. We do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our proprietary indicators and our best in the business one-on-one training. So with that, let us get into the day. First, we've got to do our disclosure.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange and futures trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right, let us pull up our checklist. Just a couple reminders. Besides the live trades I do, as you are in the program, we have a variety of live trades, both for the lights and regular members. Schedules here. I would take advantage of as much of it as you can until you've started hitting the 80% accuracy mark. I'm just a little bit above 80%. But we get better by watching other good traders trade. And I know I am always picking up information from listening to good traders trade. In fact, last month I was out in Utah, had a chance to listen to Kevin Jones Jr. Give a little talk on the indicator. He's been trading with it for 20 years now. And again, even though some of the stuff is simple and I know quite a bit of it, I still picked up a couple things just from hearing it explained in a slightly different way. And various instructors explain things in slightly different ways, so it's good to try to attend as many as you can. What else we have? Forex Smart Trade does a private session on Thursdays for those of you who have provided us light referrals. So if you'd like to receive an invite to go to that, refer one of your friends. We'll do the heavy lifting. If you give us the name and number, we'll follow up with them and see if we can get them interested. It's always good to share things that you like. One of the reasons I do this because I make enough money just trading. One is something to do, and two, it's nice to be able to recommend something that helps people. So give us a referral and you'll get to go to the Thursday Tip Top referral trade. And then lastly, as you know, I work off of a trade checklist. Every day I kind of follow these steps. So first I want to make sure my charts are live, and I check that it's green up here and that it's green down here, and I know I'm trading off of a live chart versus if I click this to go back, When this is red down here, that means I am not live. I'm back sometime in history. Why would I go back in history? One, to go back and look at or evaluate a trade that I took, just to see what the setup was when I took it. Usually, I would recommend taking a screenshot when you take a trade. That way we can go back and kind of evaluate what you were looking at when you took the trade and do a little dissection in terms of why it might not have worked out. And then also the back test. So say, hey, even though we've got a dozen signals, that doesn't mean that we've captured them all. You know, there might be, when you see A, B always happens. And before we want to trade real cash doing that, we'll go back through and back test it and see how well it works. Also, while you're learning, the various signals to gain proficiency, you can just go back and say, all right, let me see what happens. Let me look for the signal and see what happens when I see it, just to get comfortable at it. And then as you start doing that, you'll start to notice different things. And as you notice those different things, they become internalized. And then when you look at the chart, you're able to just tell by looking at it. You don't have to kind of think. It's you know, when you're, say, doing a new sport way back when, you know, you had to think about, you know, what the mechanics were of doing the swing or taking the jump shot or, you know, throwing the football. But after you did it quite a bit, it became internalized. Your muscle memory figured it out. Same happens with reading the charts. Your eyes start to pick up when how things are going to move when the chart sets up a certain way. So all of that was to support back testing. It's a good thing to do. So going back to our charts, daily trades, review of yesterday trade. Yesterday we took two trades on the Tuesday morning trade. If you recall, one was a 10-point or 11 pip 10-point trade on the Australian pound yen. That closed. I think it took about 2 or 3 hours to close. And then we also took a thick orange line trade on the pound US dollar. That actually closed by the time I went to go take that trade had already closed. I went ahead and the signal was still good, so I took it for another 5 pips in my live account. But that had closed right away, right when we took it. Then we like to check what's going on in the news. There are various news sources to do that. I generally like Forex Factory. It gives me kind of everything in a kind of a quick nutshell. It breaks it down, as most of you know, into low impact, which is the yellow, medium impact, which is the orange, and high impact is the red. The red ones we want to kind of be aware of, and if we are trading that pair, we don't want to kind of be holding something with that pair in it when the trade is coming up. So this morning at 9:30 a.m., there's going to be a consumer price index announced in Canada. So, you know, we're not going to trade anything Canadian because we're less than an hour away from this. Usually I like to be out of the trade 2 hours beforehand. And then tonight there's some news on Australian dollar. Anything that we take now, I would expect to be closed before we get to that point tonight. And now we will start doing our technical analysis. We are technical traders. The indicators pick up price action movement. And there are two signals that we will review this morning. The one is the 10-point trade. That is what I take most of my trades off of. And so with the 10-point trade, I am looking for all the lines basically to line up a certain way. Once they do line up that certain way, I start with the kind of the 1 hour chart. When I see all the lines line up, I like to then look at the full chart where I see all of the time frames from the 5 minute up to the day. So let's do that. Here is the composite chart. The composite chart merely has 6 different currency pairs on it, all on a 1 hour chart. So this is where I start. And I'm going to start with the middle chart, which is the majors and minors. Red and green lines are the majors. Black and gray lines are the minors. And I'm looking for a situation where we're either overbought or oversold. So currently right now we are oversold, but I want the lines to be pointing up. Right now the majors are pointing down and the minors are sideways. And if you notice this little kind of picture here, this kind of looks like an upside down duck beak. Here's the beak. Here's the kind of the head, and you can put the eye here. Usually when you see this pattern, that means there's more down coming. So I don't like to take a down trade usually when we're oversold, because I don't know how much more of a run there is. Now in our situation, we took a trade last night. The trade I sent out last night was a sell trade, and it hadn't closed yet by this morning. So this down movement is good for us. This should hopefully get us out of that trade. I don't recall what the exact take profit was, but we're getting a good down movement here. So hopefully that'll take us out before we're done. In fact, I'll check on my phone before we leave. So I don't like anything here. We're still going down. We have an open trade, and this makes me happy to see that we're going to still keep going down. Pound dollar, oversold, but everybody's going down, or the majors are going down, minors are going sideways, so we got nothing here. Australian dollar, US dollar, oversold, everybody's going down, so nothing here. US dollar, Swiss franc, we are overbought, we're above the blue line. Majors are going up, minors have started to turn, but again, I want everybody pointed down. So we've got kind of the beginning of a sell here, but we need everybody pointed down to give it some seriousness. We don't know how much more up there's going to be. Dollar yen, we have again, you see the duck bill in here. We're in the middle of the channel. Here's a situation where the miners got faked out. They started to run up. The majors turned. There was this kink here. Miners had to come back to meet the majors, and now the majors are kind of starting to go up again. US Canadian dollar, overbought, and everybody's pointing up. Actually, we have the signal here for a thick orange line trade. 0, all the lines above. It's still a little early. We want to take this when there's less than 5 minutes. But why aren't we going to take it? There's news coming, so I'm not gonna fool around with anything Canadian. But this is the signal for a thick orange line trade. So let's look at our next group. So I've got 18 of these. The reason I have 18 is just for kind of training purposes. I don't trade 18 pairs. I trade one pair basically, sometimes, sometimes 2 or 3, but basically 95% of my trades are on the euro dollar. Euro dollar is my friend. I know him. I understand him. I feel comfortable with him. But when we do these live training sessions, there may not be a euro dollar trade. So because there may not be a euro dollar trade, the signals work on all the pairs. We'll just go through and see if we can find one where we have a setup. But I would recommend that you kind of limit what you trade to, say, between 3 to 6 pairs. When you start getting above 6, it's hard to become familiar with the pair. So euro pound oversold, everybody's going down, so nothing there. Australian yen oversold, everybody going down. Euro Canadian oversold, everybody's going up. So I've got 3 points here. Everybody's going up. I got the double cross, green over red, gray over black. So I've got the first 3 points. However, what don't I like about this? I don't like that we have a bend in the line here. That bend in the line here bothers me. So as you see, that bend in the line is getting us to go sideways here. Let us take a look at what we've got here, but I'm telling you right now, I don't like this because of that bend in the line. And you can see he's starting to try to push down. The 2 orange lines, I've got 1 orange line going up. The thin orange line is going up. Thick orange line is coming down. Dotted blue is coming down. When blue goes down, that means up. So I've got two points here. And then I've got the thick blue going sideways. So I only have 2 of the 4 here. I want a minimum of 3 of the 4. So we're going to pass. So one, like now this is almost changed. The green is kind of going down on the major minors. So we're going to pass Euro Canadian. And again, why aren't we, why don't I want to take a Euro Canadian? Because we've got news coming up in 30, 40 minutes. Australian New Zealand dollar over sold and going down. NZD USD oversold and going down. And wow, I love this. Had we been able to catch this? Look at the steepness on this line. And we been able to catch when this kinked, even though it was in the channel. We could have, it's an easy 10 pips there. Nice and steep. Also on the pressure, you'll see the pressure here. The green was going up, then it kinked and is going sideways. So to me, that means it's starting to roll. And we indeed saw that here. Euro, Australian dollar, oversold. Everybody's going up, and we are just past the halfway point. Actually, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. If we weren't quite so far into the channel, I would consider this. But we're just a little bit beyond halfway. Nice steep line, but because we're past a little bit halfway, again, I'm going to pass. If it was a little less than halfway, I would consider continuing. Looking at my orange lines, they're actually coming down, sideways and down. Thick blue is up, which means down. Thick blue is down, which means up. So I only have really one out of the three showing me consistent. But on the pressure, I've got down pressure with the lines converging, and again, I got that kink in the green line. So these, since they're converging, I kind of like this. But again, since we're a little bit more than halfway, I'm gonna sit it out. Let's go to our third major. Australian, Canadian. We're going to stay away from this bad boy. We're still on the channel. We got the duck bill, which suggests we're going to have some more down push. I've got the green pressure going down, but we don't know how the news is going to impact this, so I don't want to get involved. Let's see here. Swiss franc yen. Oversold going down. Euro yen oversold going down. Australian or a pound Australian dollar overbought going up. New Zealand Swiss franc overbought coming down. All right, so we got the 3 points here, just barely. Greens coming, majors are coming down, minors are starting coming down, and we just barely got the cross of the black and the red. But my two orange lines are going up, which is the wrong way. So I've only got one of the four doing what I need, what I needed to do. Thick blue is going up, which means down. Up pressure here. But the green is we've got a kink in the green over here. It's diverging. It's separating from the red, so that's indicating it's starting to roll and should be coming down. Now, this is a little curious that we've got the two orange lines going up, even though we've got this coming down and the pressure starting to split. You know what? Let's take a look at the full chart here. Well, actually, hold on. Let me look at Canadian. We want to stay away from Canadian. So let's take a look at this one, see if we see anything a little bit more interesting. I'm going to change this chart. Save it. And I'm going to change this to, what are we looking at? NZD Swiss franc. NZD Swiss franc. So right click, go to chart settings. I am going to change the symbol to NZD Swiss franc. Okay, apply. It's going to change all of my. I will save this file. Save as. NZD CHF. The less there tells me that it's let's see here. All right. Normally I like to put in the support and resistance, but just looking at the different time charts, on the 2 hour, my majors and minors are going up, and I've got strong up pressure. 4 hour, majors are going up, minors are coming going down, strong up pressure. On the day chart, I've got majors and minors going up. I've got kind of weak up pressure, which tends to, with a gap, which is suggesting it's kind of sideways, which is suggesting retracement. We're seeing retracement here. And on the 30-minute, we've got this turn here. That's why these lines, that's why the orange lines are going up, even though the majors and minors are coming down here. And on the 5-minute, we've got down on the majors and minors. Green is coming down. I don't like this. I don't have enough agreement between the charts. If the 2-hour was going down, I might consider it, but this kink in the line going up and this kink in the line going up, I'm going to pass. Not strong enough. So one of the keys to being good trader is to have that high accuracy. To have that high accuracy, we need to be patient and wait for the trade. We need to wait for the signal. We can't anticipate the signal. We need to wait for the signal to be there. So I've got nothing here that I like. Let's go back and see if we have a thick orange line trade. See if we get something out of this. We've got a minus 98 here, and all of our lines below, we can get a 5-point up. So we've got condition 1, condition 2. We've got 2 minutes. Let's take a 5-pip buy. So Euro USD, I've got the chart up based on how much is in my account. 8,200. This is a demo account. I'm going to use a lot size of 0.82, and it is going to be a buy. And we are going to go for, it records it down below. I click anywhere along the line. It highlights it in blue. Click modify. I am going to go for 5 pips. And on this trade, we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss. We're using the 4-to-1 because we know this this is accurate over 80% of the, excuse me, over 90% of the time. So here we go. I want to make sure we get that full 5. So let me just go back and check my numbers. We got in at 18.59. So if I add 6 to that, I'm going to go to 18.64. So I'm going to just adjust this to 18.64.4. So if I'm adding 5 to that, I'm going to go to 64.7. And so, gang, we got one trade here in 1 minute. If you want to be like kind of super conservative on this trade, you can wait till the clock actually changes right at the top of the hour. And we've got 1 minute till the top of the hour. And then I want to see this number change by 10. So we got 50 seconds. Let's see what happens. Yes, we have CAD news coming up. Thank you for pointing that out. So let's see. So today we didn't find anything. But again, just to walk you through the analysis of what I do when I'm thinking about taking a trade, I think is always helpful. So let's see, 17 seconds. Let's see if this bounces, gives us that 10 count bump. and we got it. So hopefully this will close within the next hour. All right, gang. Thanks for joining me this morning, and we will see you tomorrow if you're participating in the Thursday tip-top trade, or next Tuesday. Thanks so much. Glad you could be here. Bye-bye.